We, the little people in North America, call everything but true names of ourselves. God will soon give you this whole entire earth, and he will begin here in North America. This is the country that he will take and send to the doom, the once honor of it. Pretty soon, this is the first one, because he acted so brave and mockery of God and his work. So he will make him his example for Europe. And Europe's sort of far way off, as the Revelation teaches you there of John. And the people looked at the smoke of her ascending up forever, and they cried and cast dust on their heads for the loss of her trade they once had with her. The Bible said they used to have ships going by sea with shiploads of great valuable merchandise, even to men. They sold slaves of us, went to our home and taken us, brought them over here and sold them between each other. This is the way our fathers was handled. Now, God wants to deliver you and me and destroy them. First, he breaks their power to rule. He brings to a naught their trade between each other. That's going on now.
Will get overtaken one day and be slaughtered. He would not be able, out of all the Muslims in the country, he would not be able to kill over 300 before the end of himself would come. That 300 is not from myself, but from the mouth of God. He won't be able to give over 300 Muslims before they kill all of him. He knows all of this. He's bound to attack us one day. But we have what they call in the Bible 7 angels here with us. And Allah told me he's not enough for one. That one, the 7 of them, all would like to get a hold of him. But he's like a mouse among 7 hungry cats. There's not a full meal of the mouth for one of these 7 cats.
He told me and taught me about what they would do, our people, those 7 angels that you read of in the Revelation. What they will do when he starts. They are capable of cutting a corridor in the air between this country and another country, and confine all of his destruction in despair. Think over that.
Me, he said, there's one particular day set. There's a year that would be his end. But there's one particular day. And when I say a day, I'm not talking about them days that 1 day is 1,000 years. I'm talking about a 24-hour day. And as Muhammad said, when Allah comes forth after the devil on that particular day, called the final judgment day, he said he will come forth and destroy this devil's civilization in 24 hours. Once he strikes at him, he said that in 24 hours, every devil on the earth will be on their knees. He said now, he can do it in 12 if he has to, in 12 hours. And then in that same one day, save his people. To show you what a mighty God he is. Destroy all the devils and save his people at the same time. Then he told me, he said, and I will be able to gather my true followers together, he said, in 4 hours. So in case Allah is going to decide to do it in 12, I will gather you up in 4 hours. Think over that. I can gather all of my followers up in America. That means, how is he going to be gathering you up? Baby, that's why you better make sure your tuning in devices are working properly. Do you understand? You are somewhere getting drunk and all full of dope, you won't even get the message. Is that clear? Gather up in 4 hours.
Elijah Muhammad told me that, he said, God told him, he said, on that day when he comes in with the judgment, he said, not one airplane that he has is going to leave the ground. When he comes in, he said, not one plane of no devil, nowhere on earth will be in the air. There will be nobody in the air but Allah and the angels, the holy scientists. That's the only one that have airplanes in the sky. Not one of his airplanes will leave the ground. So he's all sitting with his airplanes and got his bombs all ready, got all his push buttons ready to push buttons. No buttons are going to be working. Do you understand? He's going to have to kneel down and say, Elijah's God, that's the God. Muhammad, that's the supreme being. Do you understand? Elijah Muhammad said the destruction of America has already been mathematically charted. The coming destruction involves a great number of catastrophes which will occur all around the planet. The wilderness of North America is the first great landmass that is to suffer. During this time, the planet will suffer repercussions before the burning of America. The whole world is to be warned. During the flight of this small ship, it will also be engaged in the distribution of dropping pamphlets or leaflets in 2 languages, Arabic and English. In fact, you notice the devil's been talking about dropping leaflets over there in the war right there, in Arabic and English. I thought about that when I thought what the messenger said. Well, one of these planes is coming off the mother ship. They're going to freeze the ether in the air so the pamphlets will fall where they want them to fall without blowing all away. Do you understand? And these pamphlets will be written in 2 languages, Arabic and English. And they will say, hurry and join on to your own kind. The destruction of this world is now at hand. The messenger has been making this particular announcement here in the hills of North America every year that he has taught. The only difference in the wording is that he has not yet announced the word destruction. At the present time, he says, hurry and join on to your own kind. The time of this world is at hand. But now he'll be saying the destruction of this world is at hand. The cycle has not changed into the climaxes yet. And when that occurs, he will say the word destruction and the word now. The destruction of this world is now. Not at hand, getting ready to happen. It is now. Messenger teaches that on that day, there will be mass turmoil and great misery among all people and races, mainly among the so-called lost-found, so-called Negroes, aboriginal nation, here in the hills of North America. Is even then, and he taught me this, there will be a multitude of so-called Negroes who still believe in the devil and will still try to follow him. With all this coming up, and they only got just a matter of hours, think about this now, got days, 8 to 10 days. He said during that time there will be so many people coming in until he said, trying to get their name on the book of life. And he said, you won't have time to teach them. All you'll have time is to tell them Allah is the God. The white man is the devil. You are a Muslim, not a Negro. And Islam is your religion. And they have to accept it or reject it just on that. You won't get no teaching. Bring up one batch in and then send another group in and tell them the same thing. Hurry and trying to get signed up before it's too late. 8 to 10 days to get onto their own kind before being totally destroyed. I know some of you don't believe this is on, but it's on the way soon now. That's why I'm telling you about it, because it's on the way soon now. The messenger teaches that the Holy Quran also speaks of this prophecy in chapter 14, verse 23. The truth is confirmed and opposition at last destroyed. This is Surah 14, verse 22, pardon me. And the devil will say, when the matter is decided, surely Allah promised you a promise of truth, and I promised you, then failed you. And I had no authority over you except that I called you and you obeyed me. So blame me not, but blame yourselves. I cannot come to your help, nor can you come to my help. I deny your associating me with Allah before. Surely for the unjust is a painful chastisement. And those who believe and do good are made to enter gardens wherein flow rivers, abiding therein by their Lord's permission. Their greeting therein is peace. Seest thou not how Allah sets forth a parable of a good word as a good tree, whose root is firm and whose branches are high? I want you to notice, it said on that day you'll be greeted with peace. Look how the visitor and the lost found when you come in here. The first words that you're greeted with is peace. Look what we say to you, Salaam Alaikum. I come in peace. Why would you turn that down? God offering you peace. This is why when they leave out, once they've heard the truth, they don't realize they don't have to accept it. Every so-called Negro must just hear the truth. Allah starts judging you after you've heard the truth. It depends on what attitude you had after you heard the truth. So some, when they come in, they think that I didn't believe it, I rejected that. What you don't know, Allah started immediately judging you, and immediately, since plagues will start hitting your way, problems, all kind of confusion starts coming your way. And the only way you can be relieved of these terrible problems that's coming upon you, you have to call upon Allah. And the more you fight against it, the more your plagues become. The worse your problems become. Think about this. And if you keep on persistent, pretty soon he'll bring death upon you. Someone will come in and blow your brains out, set the house on fire, and burn up you and all your babies. Why would that be happening to you if Allah's not angry with you? When you read the paper and see where the whole house or someone coming with a gun, shoot all the children, shoot the wife, all the children, then blow his own brains out. That's a terrible divine chastisement, isn't it? What's it coming from? Rejecting Almighty God, Allah, and His messenger. You don't have to accept the truth, but you have to accept the punishment for rejecting it. If I were you when Elijah Muhammad said, don't walk or run, he said, fly to Allah. You should be flying to Allah. Seest thou how Allah sets forth a parable and a good word as a good tree, whose root is firm and whose branches are high, yielding its fruit in every season by the permission of its Lord. And Allah sets forth parables for men, that they may be mindful. And the parable of an evil word is as an evil tree pulled up from the earth's surface. It has no stability. Allah confirms those who believe with the sure word in this world's life and the hereafter. And Allah leaves the wrongdoers in error. And Allah does what He pleases. Think of that now. He does what He pleases. You can't sit under Him. He kills whoever He wants to kill. He lets live whoever He wants to live and don't have to answer to nobody for His actions. If He decided right now to bring an earthquake and kill all of us in here right this minute, He don't have to answer to nobody for His actions. He has absolute suzerainty over all of His creatures. He does what He pleases. The opportunity, but you were too proud. I have to wait and see. So here's what the messenger said in my conclusion. My black brother, I want you to know that you are in a pitiful condition here in this day, in which the announcement is being made for you to make up your mind about what you're going to do. In plain words, I wish to write here and tell you that you do not have a long time in which to decide on what you want to do. And remember now, I'm reading these words as though they were just said yesterday, but look, I want you to know how long ago that these words were written. This edition right now, let me see if I see it in the book here. Which edition, when this was written. Even though it sounds like it's today. The Fall of America by Elijah Muhammad, Messenger of Allah, leader and teacher to the American so-called Negro. Published by the Muhammad's Temple of Islam, number 2, in Chicago. Let's see if it has a date. 1973. This is an edition of 1973. Other books by Elijah Muhammad, Messenger of the Black Men in America, How to Eat to Live, books 1 and 2. Think about this now. 1973. He was telling you then you didn't have a long time to make up your mind. How long do you think you have now? In fact, I would tell you it's almost in minutes. It's in hours. Thinking you have a long time to decide is a mistake that people made in the past. Noah's people and Lot's people were the losers for ignoring the announcement from these worthy prophets. They waited, for they thought that what they had was going to continue to be. We here in America do not have to wait and see, for America is folding up under divine chastisement, and destruction is taking place before your and my eyes. Every day you look up and see tornadoes and floods coming and destroying the devil and his property. You see fires coming and just burning up $1 million homes. You see devils who are rich one minute, the next minute a flood is coming and wash them away. A big tornado is coming and everything. They're standing, all they can see is the sidewalk, the foundation of their homes. We see this taking place, don't we? Snakes coming and poison snakes coming in and biting them. The flood comes in and destroys all the property, and when they jump into the water to go try to say something, here comes a poison snake comes in. Water mocks them, bites them. So America's folding up under divine judgment. The Holy Quran prophesied of these days and what is going on. These days are the days of judgment of Allah against the wicked. To see more may mean the end of your life and my life, as it was with the people of Noah and Lot, who waited to see more. I know there's some of you sitting out here right this minute, you're waiting to see more. What this man is saying, it sounds like it's right. Yeah, I believe it could be right, but I'm going to stay here with the white man is still rich and he's powerful, so I'm going to stay with him. They could not come to a decisive point of agreement. They waited, and maybe you too will wait. To wait for the truth to be fulfilled means that we will suffer the consequences of the truth for not accepting the truth. The day of decision. When the angels come in the clouds of heaven, which is written, they will see them coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. They already see signs of them coming in the clouds with power and great glory. They call them flying saucers. They see the great mother ship out there designed by Master Farad Muhammad, built for the purpose of destroying that white man's civilization. You understand? Housing these 1,500 bomber planes. They already know that it's out in the sky. Star Wars that they're out there trying to create. In other words, right now, they want to go to war with God himself. But when the angels come in the clouds of heaven, they will not be coming to do anything like preaching or giving you further knowledge. It is prophesied that on the day of judgment, the angels will come to execute judgment on you for not believing and to save those who do believe. The preacher, the messenger, is the first to be judged. Then the angels come to execute judgment on those who did not believe the messenger or the message. The angels in the time of Lot are a good warning to you today. Those people were lost. For the angels came to execute judgment on the opponents and disbelievers of Lot and the cities of the plain where they were living. The day of decision only means the resurrection and judgment of the present world. As Jesus prophesied, as it was in the days of Noah, Abraham, and Lot, so will it be today. They were eating, they were drinking, having a good time, as they called it. But it is not a good time, it is a wicked time. The history teaches us that by waiting, they were the losers. But yet it will be the same today. It is the same for it is going on now. You are rejecting this truth and you're accepting falsehood instead. Naturally, the enemy is angry with the truth and with the bearer of the truth, because by nature the enemy was not made of the truth. He was made of falsehood. The white man is not going to accept the truth. See, you're waiting on him to accept it and put the okay on Elijah Muhammad. If the white man come and told the so-called Negroes, it's time now, you should go follow Elijah Muhammad, you would come running by the thousands then. You see, everything that takes place, you think the white man must okay it. When we go to teach you something, you know what you end up doing? We teach you things the white man himself don't even know. But know what you say? Where can I find that in a white man's library? What book can I? You don't say what book did the white man write now that I can go down and check it out? You think the white man's going to write a book to tell you he's the devil when he's the devil? He's not going to tell you that. You think he's going to write a book and tell you that you are the chosen people of God and that he's the enemy of God? No, he's going to make mockery. Do you understand? The white man knows that Islam is the truth. He knows that Islam is the dominating religion. It's God's religion. He knows this. He knows that he himself was driven from a Muslim country. When he was first made, the white man was driven out of Mecca. He was in Mecca when he was first made. He was made on the Isle of Pelon, Patmos. He came into Mecca in his unlike state and was causing so much trouble in Mecca that they ran him across the desert into the hills and caves of Europe. That happened 6,000 years ago.
But Allah and myself, standing here before you, have agreed that time has been given long enough if I don't tell you these truths, you will bring me for it. But I'm not going to let you have nothing to blame me for. I'm going to do the will of God that sent me. And his will is that I tell you. And your rejection and your disbelief is up to him. I'm not forced to make you to believe in that which you don't.
This makes an intelligent person out of you to go and accept your aunt. You have already accepted the devil. What you have is the devil. And if you like to go along with the devil, there is no objection. We don't object you going to the God that you believe in. But we hope when the day comes that Allah won't miss putting you in the middle of hell, that reject you all. Not on the outskirts of it, but drop you right over in the middle of the lake of fire. Because salvation comes to you and you reject it for the fire. You won't make no mistake. It be the will of Allah. I won't make no mistake. Because I am supposed to be designed by Allah to help push you into hell like Moses helped push Pharaoh into hell. I'm in the same position of that man. And you will find it in the Bible. And so when you tie me down, I'm going to be all but satisfied. I will be just like your Bible teacher, and the Lamb will reign. I'll wait for you 40 years to try to get you into heaven. Then you tie me down. I wish it then to put you in the middle of hell. I thank you. May Allah bless the believers and grant to you a safe return home. Peaceful night's rest and sleep in a happy morning's rise. Salaam Alaikum.